What's going on, guys? Broke Investor finally back making a new video talking about everyone's favorite subject, 401k slash retirement slash next egg. Before I get into this, yes, I know I'm not a financial advisor, but I'd like to think I know a thing or two about 401ks. So hope you enjoy this video. I'm just going to go over the top 10 things that you should know if you have a 401k or if you're going to have a 401k. But the top 10 things, the most important things in my eyes at least. So let's get started. Number one, log in. Yes, that's not a joke. So most people, when they get a job at a company, they're pretty young. They set up their 401k in the beginning and they probably forget about it because they don't know what the hell it is. They don't know what they're doing. They just choose and hope for the best. And so the reason I'm mentioning number one, for logging in is know your login, right? So if you have not looked in, logged into your 401k in a long time, you should. I assume if you're watching this video, then you know your login. But let's just start with that. Get the app, know the website. I'm sure every 401k brokerage now has an app, so that's just easy. Use your iPhone, thumb touch. So get used to logging in and know your damn login. All right? Number one. Yeah, it's not a joke, but let's move on now. So number two, know your company match. Again, it's not a joke. A lot of people don't. Especially people I come across when I ask how much you put away in your 401k. This much. What's your company match? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? So most companies that offer a 401k offer some type of company match. So, and this match can be dollar per dollar, 50 cents per dollar. And obviously it's up to a certain amount. So some companies say offer 3% dollar per dollar. So whether you put in 3% yourself or whether you put in 10%, they're only going to give you 3%. If you put in 1%, they're going to give you 1%. So the idea is you should always at least put in from day one whatever your company is matching. Why? Because it's free money. All right? The company is willing to give you and help you with your retirement by matching whatever you're going to put in. So if they're matching 3%, you better at least put in 3%. If they're matching 5%, you better put in 5%. If they're matching 5%, 50 cents per dollar, that means you have to put in 10%. Get it? So you put in 10%, they put in 5%. It's free money. Right when you get your job, understand what your company matches and at least put in that. Yes, we're all broke. We get it. But it's free money. You're not going to get free money often in your life. So, again, know your company match and at least put that in and then go from there. Okay? Number three, other distributions. This is kind of like either outside of the 401k or within the 401k. So what I mean by this is, does your company offer a pension as well? Or within your 401k, does your company offer another retirement savings plan? Like, do they put additional money away towards your retirement? Some companies do that. Some companies offer some type of profit sharing deal. So again, what I mean by this is look into your, talk to your HR department and see what other benefits your retirement package offers. Could just be the 401k and the match, and that's pretty much it. But it could be something additional. And the reason you need to know this is, if you're getting another, say, 5% that they're putting in your 401k, it's good to know when you're mapping out your retirement plan. So don't just scoop by. Know exactly what your plan is and what they're offering, because you may need to do more. Your 401k probably won't be enough. You never know. So you may need to open another retirement plan or another brokerage account or another, anything, savings account of some sort. So that's number three. Number four, paycheck deduction. So obviously, when you get the job, typically you would set it up yourself. They give you the sign-in info, and you log on, you put in 5%, take it out of my check. Nowadays, a lot of companies offer a Roth option. I'm sure you heard of Roth IRA, traditional IRA. So similar to that, there's a Roth 401k and traditional 401k. So you're going to have the option of traditional 401k. The question is, do you also have the option for a Roth 401k? And you can see this probably on your paycheck deduction screen. So when you log in, go to number one, you log in and you go to change your paycheck deduction. It should offer you two options. One being Roth and one other, whatever it's called. But what the Roth is it's basically post-tax deductions. So it would withdraw the 5%, for example, after taxes. And what this means is you no longer have to pay taxes on that money. That money's being put away for retirement and getting capital gains, dividends, etc. And what's the great part about Roth 401k is you pay the tax and you don't have to pay taxes again, meaning capital gains, dividends, you don't have to pay taxes on anything. If you do the traditional, which is the pre-tax, of course you don't have to claim that income towards your income tax, towards taxes now, but you'll be paying taxes on that later on, plus capital gains. So again, you need to weigh out the options yourself. If you ask me, Roth all the way. I changed my 401k. I'm doing all Roth. Rather pay the taxes now, because to me, I feel like the tax rate's going to be higher when I retire, and I'm going to be bringing in more money when I retire. That's the feeling. If you feel like you're going to be making less money when you retire, and that for whatever reason the taxes will not go up or they will lower, then you might want to do pre-tax / traditional. So again, it's up to you. I just wanted to cover the basis, but you should know if your company offers a Roth 401k option. Number 5, pretty important thing here. Know your funds. So you set up your 401k in the beginning. What funds did you pick? You have no idea. I'm sure you don't. But whether you do or you don't, you seriously just need to always know the funds that are available. Typically, they're index funds that are, they're stocks all across sectors. So you need to log into your 401k and check out every single fund. There'll be like a money market thing, which is crap. It's 1%, 2%. And then there's a bunch of bond options, and then stock / index funds that you could choose from. So you can check the performance from inception to date to see how these index funds have been doing. So you can also see what's the expense ratio that they're charging. So the idea is you want to check all of the funds, and you want to allocate, based on typically, your age and everything. Obviously, if you're younger, more aggressive, more stocks. So, and what kind of stocks? You want to pick index funds that are maybe international as well. So you need to know what funds are available, and then go from there. The point is just look at the funds, and then you'll kind of get the idea. Yes, you could seek a professional. Yes, you can pay someone through your 401k probably to do it for you, and you'll be paying probably a hefty amount out of pocket. But why not do it yourself? This is your money. Do it yourself. Look at the funds. You can handle it. It's all there. It's not rocket science. Number 6, diversify. Everyone knows what diversify means, but when they think diversify across sectors, right? So yes, obviously across sectors. So when you know your funds, you know what sectors all of your funds are in, right? And again, I mentioned you're likely going to have funds that are international. So you want domestic funds, you want international funds. So you want to make sure, again, you're diversified not only across sectors, across location, across stocks and bonds. You need to make sure you're covered for the next market crash, or the ups and the downs, that it really will not affect you. So again, this goes without saying. I think everyone knows they need to diversify, except those people who didn't log in. But again, diversify. Number 7, know your age. Okay, what does this mean? What do you think it means? It means know your age when you're going to retire. So Obviously, everyone thinks 65. So, I mean, if you ask me, that's pretty damn old. So calculate how much you need to put in to retire either by 65, either earlier than that, either later than that. And what people do, obviously, you know, as I said, when you start young, you do more do more stocks, 90% stocks, 100% stocks. As you get older, you do more bonds and less stocks. So that number will eventually, you know, you start here, stocks up here, bonds here, you get older, and eventually, you know, it kind of gets in between. Eventually bonds could be greater, you know. If you're living off their 401k, you typically want that steady income, which is what bonds are for. You know, they're less risk and their income lower gains, obviously, lower risk, lower reward, but that you don't care. You just want to survive on the money. I have a little 4% there. What that means is, I'm sure you've heard of the 4% rule. If you haven't, the idea is you need to basically have a balance that which 4% of that balance you could survive on. So if you had $1 million in your 401k and you're retired, hopefully you can survive off $40,000. And I'm guessing, hearing this, you probably can't, right? You're like, hell no. Which is why $1 million is not, you know, is no longer enough. So if you ask me, the number is probably 2 million. So it's $2,080,000, and especially if you did Roth, you're not paying taxes on it. $80,000 net. That's what I'm talking about. You could survive off that, right? Plus Social Security, plus whatever else you got doing, your dividend stocks, you know, even better. But anyway, the point of that number 7 is just know your age. Know when you're going to retire. Think about it, especially when you start working. Young, 20s, 30s. Know when you're going to retire. It's going to come back and bite you in the ass soon enough. So once you figure out that age, you figure out how much you need to put in. You figure out, you know, the map, you know, the road to get there. So that's know your age. My age, 55. That's the goal. We'll see. All right, number 8, 401k max. So obviously probably not obvious, but there's a maximum amount that you can put in either Roth or pre-tax for 401k. And right now, that, at least in the US, that max is $19,000. So the most that you can put in of your own money is $19,000. And it typically goes up every year, which is good. Why is there a max? I don't know, whatever, but there's a max. So you can only put in $19,000 per year out of your own money, Roth or traditional. So, and if you're maxing out your 401k, let me just say this. Keep in mind that you might want to spread it evenly across paychecks throughout the entire year. Because if you max out that 401k prior to the end of the year, then you're not putting anything in from the remaining paychecks. And what that means is your company's not going to match. So say you're putting in 20%, you know, out of each paycheck, your company matches 5%, and you hit this max, you know, 9 months in. You got 3 months of no matching. So if you lower that, say, to 15%, you'll spread it across evenly throughout the year, and you'll get the 5% each paycheck, you know, the match. So don't max out your 401k before the end of the year. Make sure you max it out evenly across so you still get that employer match. So one thing I typically go by, Dave Ramsey style, 15% of your check, and that's it. Everything else you can, you know, invest otherwise if you have extra funds. So that's my recommendation if you ask for it. Number 9, check your balance. What does this mean? Get comfortable with your money, your retirement balance. Don't be ashamed. Don't be scared. People say, oh, don't look at your 401k. You know, it's going to go up and down, up and down. Good. You should know what the market's doing. You should know what's happening. That's your freaking money. Do you look at your savings account? Do you look at your checking account? Yeah. Why the hell would you not look at your 401k? That's where the majority of your money is. Don't look at your balance? Screw that. Look at your balance. Who cares if it's down a couple thousand, you know, 10,000 in one day? No, it fluctuates. You'll be up 20,000 the next day. Yes, check your balance. Know the market. Know what's happening. Get comfortable. You need to know your balance because you need to know when you're going to retire. Will it be enough? You need to be averaging, a certain amount, 8%, 10% a year on your money. So, again, number 9, check your balance. Get comfortable. You don't need to be a goddamn expert. You just need to know what your money's doing, how it's performing. You picked your funds. Are they doing good? You'll know if you check your balance. You don't have to check it daily, weekly, monthly, whatever. Just check it. It's your money. You're retiring off of it. Don't be scared, homie. Anyway, number 10, annual review. Again, going back to check your balance, obviously, annual review. This is your nest egg, right? Your nest egg. So what I mean by this is something I started about 2 years ago is once a year, I basically, I log into my account. I go through every single fund. I log it on a spreadsheet. I check the inception to date, performance. I check the expense ratio, and I basically calculate, plus the dividends, who's giving me the most return for my money, overall. Also, I'm looking at, they could change funds. Things could change throughout the year. You'll get notifications, you'll notice, via email, via your 401k website message. And they'll tell you, oh, this fund changed. So you have to look at it. You don't know what changed. You have to go in and see, okay, did they change? Obviously, they're going to change. Index funds will change who they're highly invested in. They'll have, you'll see their top 10 investments, over by stock, by sector, etc. So you need to revisit your 401k. Once you know your funds, you need to continue to know your funds. Each and every year, every 2 years maybe, but every year should be, just fine. It's a pain in the ass to go through, but it's worth it. Again, it's your money. You need to see how your money's performing. So sometimes you need to reallocate. You got to get comfortable doing that. You got to make the move. Don't be like me. When I started my company, I just, I picked a few funds. I picked the safe money market thing. Most of my money was there, and I'm earning 4% a year. Most 3 to 4%. Meanwhile, these other funds, 10%, 12%, so much money was missed out because I was stupid. I didn't want to take all risk. I put money market. I didn't know anything about stocks at the time because nobody tells you anything. So again, don't be stupid. If you have a 401k, you need to look right now. Don't wait any longer. Look at the funds, review your account, and see, reallocate. Where should your money be? How much risk can you take? Money market should be the last choice. I'm not putting anything in there anymore. Bonds to me is this. To me that's the safe route. Money market is basically just a savings account. Obviously with more interest, but still. Anyway, don't want to go on a rant here, but if you have a 401k, then you should at least know these 10 things. If it's your money, you need to retire. Social Security is not going to be enough. So if you don't have a 401k, basically most of these steps do apply to a IRA, traditional IRA or Roth IRA. So again, these are important things that you do need to know. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've been trying to make this video for a while. Finally got to it. But any questions, comments, please leave them below. If you liked it, leave a like. If you're nice, you'll share it. And that's it. Broke Investor signing out. Later.